Right, first up here, just because this game happens to have a reference to Nazis in it, doesn't mean I'm going to make loads of jokes about German stereotypes or do silly voices, you know, like S06E06 die Luftwaffe, ich spiele, right? Do you mean none of that? In fact, I'll be honest with you, when I first saw the title Aces of the Luftwaffe, I thought, that sounds like you play as the Nazi pilots. That's a bit risky. And then I saw it was developed by Handy Games, a German developer, and I was like, Scheiße! But it's not. This wee vertically scrolling shoot 'em up presents an alternative ending to World War II where you take control of lead pilot Mark Taylor and 3 wingmen as they take on the Aces of the Luftwaffe. The Aces in this case being giant Nazi space machines of terror, and their seemingly limitless squadrons of fighters and bombers who greet your blazing cannon fire like a high diver greets the water. Head on. Great stuff. It's a classic bit of arcade gaming, and you've got everything you'd expect here. Hordes of blastable enemies, plenty of power-ups, but what soon started to disappoint me was the lack of much need for pattern recognition in order to progress. When a new baddie is introduced to you, you expect to have to rapidly adjust your system of play, change something up, but more often than not in Aces, you're just being faced with a reskinned villain. And a reskinned villain. That sounds like something a sci-fi Nazi would do, doesn't it? Reskin the president and call him Trump. Right, no more voices. That's enough. Enough of that. That was a wee mistake there. Right, missing patterns aren't the only issue here. There's a particular mechanic in the game whereby each of your 4 pilots suffers from various conditions and ailments that restricts your flying style. One's got narcolepsy. You've got to avoid him as an extra hazard. Another one gets altitude sickness and buggers off when you need her most. And Mark, the leader Taylor, seems to have bouts of malaria or something and requires you not to move too much. Don't move around too much. Because not moving around too much is everyone's favourite bit of gaming, isn't it? Everyone, you know, being still, having a right good static bit of nothing. That's everyone's favourite. Who hired these pilots? Actually, do you know what? It'd probably be better if they just reskin this whole game as Aces of the Luftwaffe versus Dad's Army. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Right? Wouldn't it be brilliant? Wouldn't it? Exactly the same game, but with loads of "Don't panic! Don't panic!" and "They don't like it up them." Hilarious stuff. Hilarious comedy. Great stuff. On that note, voice acting. Something that's very important to me, as you know. I'm fairly sure that the all-American hero Mark Taylor doesn't have English as his first language. I'm also pretty sure that his Texan-looking wingman has a South African accent. Yeehaw, y'all. Let's round them up and take them back to the ranch in Texas. Texas. Back on a ranch in Texas. Right, no more voices. That's right, no more voices. It's right on the line of being so bad it's good. I'm going to go for it being good, right? Because it is a laugh. It is a laugh. It also adds to the general feel of the character progression and even the machines that they're flying and upgrading. The game structure is good. With each mission, you've got 5 episodes with a boss battle at the end, as well as entertaining wee side missions where you rescue stranded soldiers or take out U-boats, and that keeps the constant blasting from being too boring. Look, it's good fun. It's not boring. And let's be honest, being boring would be the absolute bratwurst, wouldn't it? Dad's Army stuff. Brilliant.